There is a tentative deal that would bring the war with Iran to an end, and it could have real impact on you and your budget. If the deal holds, it could ease pressure on global energy markets. We are bringing in Sriram Vilupuram, who is an associate professor from the University of Texas at Arlington now, for some expert analysis. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with sort of a big picture impact. We've been hearing from a lot of people that the impacts of this war could be felt for a very long time. So what does it mean when we hear that the conflict could be coming to an end?
It's generally good news. DFW and Texas in general is very much tied to the global economy. So anytime there is disruption in the global economy, we have very high uncertainty. If you ask a small business owner, they hate uncertainty, economic uncertainty, more than they hate high prices. So this deal that we have reached is definitely good news from that uncertainty standpoint. It reduces that geopolitical risk, and which means that oil prices and refined products, all those prices should eventually start to come down. The question is, what's going to come down quickly? What's going to take time? That's where we're at.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this. I mean, what does history tell us about how quickly oil, gasoline, fertilizer prices might actually start to ease up? Is it going to take a matter of weeks? Is it going to take months?
It depends. Oil and gasoline prices, at least the oil prices, should start coming down, the trading prices of oil. Gasoline prices, slightly different story. It depends on how easy it is for refiners to get access to that oil. You might have heard recently that our Cushing, Oklahoma storage hub is very low on capacity. So oil prices might fall, gasoline prices would follow. We're talking a month or two for things to normalize back to February 2026 levels.
I know. Go ahead.
Fertilizers, Qatar was a big fertilizer producer. Time will tell us how much of the facility they lost during this conflict. It's not very clear. Fertilizer prices are very important because U.S. is a net importer of fertilizer, and that is a big component of input prices for our agriculture products. And so we don't have a clear picture on fertilizers, but as long as the capacity has not declined because of this conflict, we're looking at a few months now, maybe the end of the year, before fertilizer prices will stabilize. Otherwise, we're looking at years before those facilities get rebuilt and fertilizers come back to normal pricing.
I know one area of expertise for you specifically is real estate. So let's talk a little bit about long-term inflation expectations. Is this going to affect the affordability of real estate here in DFW?
Real estate in DFW, housing especially, the pricing has been stable. The only thing that's been a struggle for example, first-time home buyers has been interest rates. With this news, the stock market was pretty exuberant. The stock markets went up. But when you look at the bond market, based on which mortgage rates are priced on, they were pretty muted. Bond markets are still wanting to see more clarity, more information before 10-year yields reduce. And 30-year mortgage rates are highly dependent on where 10-year treasury bond yields are. And so that hasn't moved up much. So that will tell us if the bond market really believes that long-term inflation is going to go down quickly, that will react, and affordability should go up. And I think that would work itself through. Unfortunately, the summer buying season, it's not going to be helpful for the summer buying season. It's going to show up. All those drops in mortgage rates will show up towards the end of the summer buying season, unfortunately. I think that's going to be a little bit delayed.
Okay. Well, as you said, I think everyone would like some predictability, and perhaps that's going to bring it to us. So, Dr. Vilupuram, we certainly appreciate your time this afternoon. Great analysis and great expert insight. Thank you so much.
Thanks again for having me.
All right.